All right. Happy Thursday, everyone. It is our 12th town hall. I can't believe it. I'm still shocked that we've been going consistent for the last 12 weeks. The weeks have been up and down, but still positive outcomes. And as always, we have a lot of surprises for you today. And I hope you guys are excited. So if you're tuning in today live, you're going to be in for a little treat just for tuning in live. So before we dive in, Alad, how has the week been for you?
Wow, great week. A lot of exciting things. We have a surprise for you as well, for all of you. Yeah, every day is an adventure, man. It's crazy.
Yes, it is. And as always, it's always great to see you guys' beautiful faces popping up in the chat. Albert, how's it going? I can definitely understand. I just came from Boston last week and it was extremely cold. Super happy to be back here in Florida, even though today it is kind of storming and raining, but missed the 80 degrees weather, that's for sure. Aran, thank you for being here. Raj, thank you so much for being here. We're having a great day. And like I said, we're super excited for what we have here for you today. So the ultimate topic of today's town hall is going to be about learning how to leverage Evmux to be able to manage multiple sessions. This is going to be a great use case for if you're doing a live event and you have multiple breakout rooms that are happening in that event, if you're doing multiple live streams because you're doing multiple workshops, or if you simply are just, having different things happening that you want to manage everything at one time. So we're going to show you today how you do that directly inside of Evmux. But before then, let's welcome some of the other people that are here. Jensen, thank you much for coming in from Germany. Wolfgang, thank you for being here. Steve, thank you for being here as well. So great to see so many new and familiar faces. So with that being said, we have a little bit of surprise. Maybe some of you have recently logged into Evmux, and if you haven't, then you're in for a little treat. So we've recently made an update to the dashboard. Okay, and I've been talking a lot to see if he's gonna share it with us today, right? Or you just may have to just go in there and log in and see it for yourself. But let's see if I can convince him a little bit here. So we want to show you some of the updates done to the dashboard. It's not finished yet. So what you're seeing here is kind of like a sneak peek, introductory. The best is yet to come. And as you can see here, what we have, you can just see how, if you're familiar with the old dashboard, you can just see how clean it actually looks. And I'll let Alad kind of dive in because I know he's super excited to go ahead and talk to you guys about this. So Alad, why don't you welcome through to all the new updates?
Yeah, thank you. So again, this is not the subject, if you will, of this town hall, but because we appreciate so much our community here that we're building in those town halls. It was important for us that you will be the first ones to have a sneak peek of the new dashboard. It's already in production. You can all log into your Evmux accounts and play around with it. The reason that we haven't launched it officially kind of in big announcement and things like that, because there are some extra things going to be there, and we want to do the announcement once it's in place, and this also those also surprises.
Yes.
So we won't let you know exactly what, but still all the functionalities you had in the old dashboard, they are all in place there and more, but there will be more. So as Anthony said, the best is yet to come. I can just look a little bit and show you around. You can see how slick this is. I was super excited that we were able to push it to production today. You see that I'm live now with the town hall and how it looks and where I'm streaming to. Just imagine how nice this is when I have multiple sessions to be able to manage them. So it's both the look and feel, the experience. It's much smoother and just user friendly. I love it. So feel free to share all the feedback you have with us about it, because it will help us to improve. And anything you will tell us will just help us to make it better even before the official announcement. So thank you all of you for joining, and I hope that you'll like it.
Yeah, so he teased you guys because he didn't show you some of the other little cool features in there. But like I said, it's available in your dashboard. If you don't have an Evmux account, you can still take advantage of our free plan that gives you access to all the features that you see that we have available. So otherwise, get logged in. Take a look at the dashboard, play around, and then jump into the Facebook group and give us some feedback on, hey, is it easier to navigate? Is there some things that you want more accessible? Because right now is where we're locked into the dashboard, and it's the best opportunity to be able to give feedback to maybe allow us to make those final tweaks before we officially launch. So really excited for that. Brian, thank you so much for joining in. I would be more than happy to go ahead and answer all your questions. So if it's your first time here, towards the end of the town hall, right about when we're wrapping up, we do an open Q&A, which means you can ask any questions, even off-topic questions that we can go ahead and address for you. So what we like to do is we like to focus on the topic of the town hall first. Educate on the topic that we're talking about, which today is that's managing multiple sessions. Like I said, this is going to be great if you're having a in-person event and you want to do a virtual event and you have multiple speakers speaking at the same time. So you need multiple sessions. You no longer need to have other software. You no longer need to have multiple tabs open, because I'm kind of one that's also has like hundreds and hundreds of tabs open in Google at the same time. And I never know what everything is. So with this feature, it allows everything to be inside of the editor. And you guys are going to see just how that is right now. So please hold your questions. Feel free to drop them. We're saving them. And then towards the end, we'll start answering and diving deep that way, because we know when people ask questions, it typically dives into more questions, more demos and things of that sort. So with that being said, we can go ahead and dive right into today's video to show you guys just how this works. And then from there, we can go into some use cases and answer some questions regarding the topic.
All right, video, boom.
Gone are the days of having to use multiple software or tech to run and manage multiple broadcasts or recordings. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can stream and record multiple broadcasts all at the same time and manage them all in the same live stream editor. So let's go ahead and dive into my Evmux account so you can see how easy this really is. All right, so here we are inside of my Evmux account, and I'm getting ready to show you how you can go ahead and manage multiple broadcasts or recordings at the same time. Unlike other tools, you're not going to need to have multiple tabs open or different versions of the software open, which puts an ultimate strain on your computer, which can hamper the quality of your stream, which then in turn gives your audience a bad experience. With Evmux, we make it not only easy to manage all broadcasts and recordings in the same place, but we do all the heavy lifting for you so your computer doesn't. So the first thing you want to do is once you're on your dashboard on the left hand side, you want to go to where it says sessions. This is where you're going to be able to create multiple broadcasts or multiple different recording sessions that you're going to want to go ahead and manage at the same time. So to be able to create one, you simply want to create add session. You're going to put the session name, description, and then it's very important that you add a broadcast channel. So if you don't add a broadcast channel, you're only going to be able to record during that session. Once you add a broadcast channel, whether it be RTMPS or through YouTube or LinkedIn, you'll then be able to do both. You'll be able to go live and you'll be able to record. So once you've gone ahead and set up your sessions, you simply want to go ahead and access one of the sessions live stream editor by clicking on the session, going to the broadcast tool, and this is going to bring you here to the live stream editor. And using the live stream editor, now you're going to be able to manage all the sessions that you have going on, be able to push them live, make customizations, all with a click of a button. So to be able to go ahead and manage a second session, what you want to do is you want to come up to the top, hit this plus sign, and you want to select the session that you want to go ahead and edit. And now you can see here that this created a tab inside of Evmux, meaning that we're hosting it, we're managing it, your computer's not doing any heavy lifting, and now you simply can just toggle between both and be able to manage chat, be able to make customizations, and see the status of each session that you have, and you can have multiple sessions running at the same time. You can begin to see the power of Evmux and how it's a must-have for any business that's not only looking to make content creation easier, but also looking to simplify the tech being used so you can focus less on troubleshooting and more time creating stunning content that your audience will love. And if you find value in this tutorial and you want to learn more about improving the quality of your live stream using Evmux, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Haircut.
All right. So you can just see how easy it is to be able to manage those multiple sessions directly inside of Evmux. This is going to be great for producers, right? Because you can go ahead and be running multiple sessions and be a part of multiple sessions as a producer and be able to have one dashboard where you're able to toggle in between. So as a producer, if you know that one of your sessions, a speaker is going to be speaking for 30 minutes. Okay, so there's nothing really you need to be doing there, but you have another session that's going on that you're getting ready to prepare, getting ready for their countdown. You can just toggle between, have access to all the assets, everything that you need, make the adjustments, and be able to manage multiple clients, multiple sessions at the same time. But this is also great for an individual creator. And, I really want you to dive deep into breaking down like what was the thought process? Because as everybody knows, we came from the event space, right? Physical events. Why did we think of creating the multiple session tab inside of Evmux out of the gate?
Yeah, so in events, I just had a call with a client yesterday, and he has a big event in Austin, Texas in June. Okay. And then they're planning to have 14 rooms at the same time in person that will be streamed live. And then you're like, okay, man, how the hell am I going to manage this kind of thing? And with Evmux, you simply can. Because within the same editor you can have those sessions, even though of course one person cannot handle 14 live sessions,
Right.
but you will have, in this kind of things, you have the budget to have people. Okay, so each person, let's say, in charge of one session, but there is kind of another admin, if you will, or the boss of the team leader,
Right.
that
Yeah.
will be on top of everything. First of all, to monitor everything. I showed you before in the dashboard how you can see all your live
Mhm.
sessions at one place. And also, if there is any issue for any one of the producers, to jump in the editor and just, replace the person.
Right.
So easy. Like, let's say their computer crashed. The stream is not going anyway. You know already that we're a web based, but if you want to run the show and switch scenes and things like that, you need someone to step in.
Right.
So easy to manage that, so easy to support each other, and it all connects to what we always say about Evmux and being in the sweet spot. That
Right. Right.
you can start with a very, very simple use case, no problem. For simple use cases, if you are a one-man creator, probably multi-session is not relevant to you, but you will see that hopefully you will evolve as content creators,
Right.
and you will have a webinar or an event that you are creating or you are producing for clients or something like that,
Mhm.
and Evmux is there for you to take your content and your work and whatever you need to do to the next level.
Right.
You don't have to use any other tool. So either you go live like we do, the weekly town hall, or
Mhm.
you have on top of that some webinars, events, whatever. You do remote production for people. Evmux is a tool that can take you from A to Z.
Right. And that's still one of the things that I really enjoy about it is that it's a lot different when you're inside of a tool and you're able to do everything inside of that tool as opposed to having to use multiple software, maybe even having to tab out and having duplicate variations of the exact software, right? Which in a sense, it doesn't really hamper down too much on your computer, but it does hamper down your browser, right? So if you've had multiple tabs open, you start to see a little bit of a lag, right? When you're switching between tabs, when you're loading up. So still with having those multiple tabs open, even if it's still Evmux, there's still room for error, right? What if you close down one of those tabs by accident, thinking that it was the one that you were done with, right? The stream was still going to go on, but now you have to scramble to get it pulled up again. And that's why we wanted to go ahead and add that feature in there to where it's like we always treat events as the main session that you're hosting, right? And then the individual sessions inside of that event are going to be the individual live streams or shows that you're running. And being able to be in a location and being able to walk into one office and walk into the other, it's a lot better than getting into your car and having to go see your other employee across town, right? So it's the same kind of accessibility of just knowing like, how can we get you to do something as fast as possible in the most efficient manner? And that's by having those availability tabs inside of Evmux. So definitely excited for it. I know a lot of you have been excited for this feature as well. It's been here out of the gate. And I think you guys will be really excited when you see some of the new updates that are going to be happening to the editor. That's really going to go ahead and blow your mind. But I already told a lot to give us one secret today. I can't really force him to tell us more. So just continue to be patient and we'll go from there. So if you have questions, this is going to be the best opportunity to go ahead and ask some additional questions. And in the meantime, we'll tell you some of the things that we're currently planning when it comes to content and things of that sort. Anything you want to address first before I dive into some of the contents that we're going to be producing?
Yeah, just another use case that came to my mind about the how these multiple sessions can help you. Concurrent sessions, of course, it helps. But what about if you have, we call it back-to-back sessions? Okay, let's say like we had in our live booster event. Okay, let's
Yes.
take it as a good example. We had a session and then immediately another session. All of us live streamers, we know that we would like to go live a little bit early to make
Right.
sure that everything is moving and everything is nice, and you have maybe an opening slide in place until you really kick off. If you don't have this capability of multiple
Mhm.
sessions, then you basically have to have Evmux or any other tool in two different instances. And then yes, it takes a lot of resources from your computer. With Evmux, it's so
Mhm.
easy because I'm on the tab that I'm currently streaming, then speakers talking. I need to go live in the other session just to be ready for the next session. I'll go to
Right.
this tab, I'll do this task, and that's it. Okay, I see that Anthony is offline. But we have the pro scenes, right? So bye, Anthony. It's only me. When Anthony will be back, I will bring him back. Anthony, I see that you are back. Are you back? Show me in the backstage. Yeah, you are back.
All right. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, Anthony is under thunderstorm or something,
Yeah.
right, man?
Yeah. So the weather's bad. Power already went out twice today. So hopefully we continue to go going. But
Yeah,
continue. I think Albert
yeah, yeah.
went ahead and piggyback off of you.
I'll
Yeah.
just, I'll just finish it up. So, ability to be able to just go one
Mhm.
tab, go live, do some tests, and then back. It's phenomenal for
Right.
live streamers that producing, let's say, a bit more complex events, okay, a bit more
Mhm.
complex projects. Like, it's not just Anthony and I go live one for 1 hour and that's it. We have
Right.
another session happening right after it. For this use cases that we just mentioned, this tool is a game changer. For people that doing this, it's a game changer. And for people that don't, one day you will. Okay,
Right.
like it will come to it that you will need this kind of capability. So remember that you have it natively within Evmux.
Yeah, I 100% agree there. And Albert made a great point. And this also leads into talking about a lot of the content that we're going to be producing. As we continue to educate our community on EVMux, and we continue to see the clients that are actually using EVMux, we have a high clientele of churches that are utilizing EVMux, and we see why. Right. So what we're currently going to be doing, myself, is going to be creating content directly, specifically for churches on how you can utilize EVMux specifically for how churches need to use live streaming for their content, right? When it comes to, for example, just like Albert said, right, in ministry service, when you have back-to-back ministry service like Sunday school for youth and adult, and then follow up by worship service, this is a great way to be able to utilize the feature that we just showed you today, which is the multiple sessions, right? So for there, Albert, I really appreciate you for giving me that video topic and that idea, because that's something that I would love to be able to create to showcase just how that actually works. So if you are a church currently right now using EVMux and you would like to be a part of one of the videos that I'm actually doing and get with me just so I can brainstorm with you, let me send me a message inside the Facebook group or send me a private message and let me know if you have some time, maybe 10, 15 minutes. I would just love to pick your brain, really understand exactly what you're currently doing to be able to produce your live streams, right? Maybe I can help you and give you some advice on things you can do currently to be able to improve the experience. But ultimately, I want to see how we can make EVMux truly work for you as your live streaming sweet spot to be able to deliver that content you're currently doing. So that is going to be my focus this month. It's really creating a lot of content, use cases, different overlays, different scenarios where you can use it. That way, you give your audience not only in person, but also at home the experience that they deserve to be able to deliver that content. So please be sure to join us in the Facebook group or send me a private message here in the next few days to be able to connect with me so I can go ahead and get some feedback from you. But yeah, really, really, really love that. Really love
Yeah,
that.
it's crazy. The thing
Yeah.
about churches specifically, I think it's like one of the good things that the pandemic did
Mhm.
to like, to bring this live streaming to the churches. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought about it before I went into like understanding the industry more. I was super
Mhm.
surprised, but then you think about it, it's it's a match, right?
Yeah.
Like 100%.
100%.
It's
100%.
crazy.
And I know that initially there was a lot of pushback to it, simply because the experience of the church. It's more about being in person and being around the people there, right? And a lot of churches were almost against it because they know how we are as humans, right? We get comfortable, we want to be in our home, and then we just stop automatically going to church. So a lot of churches strayed away from it, but now they're seeing that there's a balance to both, right? And it's not one or the other. It's how do you utilize both, right? How do you take advantage to someone that says like, hey, I had something come up and I couldn't go to church that day, but now I missed the service and I'm not able to catch it, even though, I really wanted to be there. Circumstances in my life didn't allow me to make it, right? So the live streams and being able to record your sessions not only helps you generate exposure for your church and what your church is all about by allowing you to be able to have that recording, clip it, be able to share it on social media, to be able to encourage people to see the kind of energy, the kind of message, the kind of people, the things you're about. So it's a great tool to be able to bring more people in, but it's also a way to be able to show to people like, hey, weren't able to make it today, but we didn't want you to go this week without hearing the message, without being involved. Maybe your child is sick and you can't come in, but they're a part of your youth group. And now because you're live streaming it, you can sit them down while they're having breakfast and have them watching, plug in. So it's just a great tool that needs to be an asset. And I'm just loving that so many churches right now are using Evmux and they're leveraging it as a way to be able to take that next step and reach more people. So it's huge, huge, huge.
Yeah, it's definitely huge and exciting, and we're taking this very seriously with the content that we're about to create. And as Anthony said, I encourage you all as well, reach out to Anthony to help us to build and to create content that will be valuable for you. Like, we think we know what's needed, but any call with someone brings another angle to what we thought. So we appreciate anyone's time and ideas. So please reach out to us.
Yeah, definitely. Like I always say, it's just different being on the outside and being in the trenches. When you're doing it every single day, every single week, it's a lot different from a perspective of someone on the outside, just thinking what it is that you need. And just like Halbert Tech said, many events have a mix of panelists on site and virtually. And we've seen that transition happen, right? Because we know that it's not only the fact that now, we can go to physical events, but a lot of people financially can't make those physical events, right? But they still want to be a part of the community. They still want to enjoy the information because they're still trying to grow their business, grow the endeavors that they're doing. So a lot of the events now that you see are virtual, and they have virtual versions of that where, just like Halbert Tech said, right, that you have speakers that are virtual as well. So, okay, how do you power that, right? If you're just using other tools like, I know a lot of churches use like Procaster 7 or OBS, right? And those tools are great. But when you look at Evmux, it alleviates you having to be able to utilize so much of those tools. In the same scenario, you try to use Zoom, and it didn't really work out as much as best as you like. So that's where it's just how the consumers are evolving on how they actually consume content, and businesses are evolving on how they interact with their community. It's going to be the same way. Platforms, softwares, tools, gear, they have to evolve, right, to adapt to that kind of interaction that's happening right now. And I'm just so happy that we started right at the perfect time, because we've become a tool that people are going to as a way to be able to produce that kind of content. What they normally say is like, it's easy and it's robust. And I think that that's the vocabulary that we want people using, because that's truly what we designed it to be. But we have a lot of questions coming in, a lot of positive things. Jamie loves the dashboard, and the sessions are great improvement. Like I said, we're working hard. A lot. Just tell them how hard the team is really working.
Oh my God.
Because
you don't wanna come to work for Evmux. That's because we simply, we work, but it's crazy team. Maybe good timing to give shout out to the team.
Perfect.
People work like tirelessly, like all the time, but not because we demand them to work all the time, because people just excited about what we do. Our developers and the marketing team and operations team, everyone just very excited, working days and nights. Just because we know what people ask for, and we want them to be happy with what they see and release things fast. And it's just crazy. And the feedback that you give us, even if it's a good one or a bad one, it gives us what we need, the energy we need to keep going in this crazy pace. So please continue. And I think that this is a good time to go back to the question of Brian in the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
Brian, we never forget anyone.
Yeah, we don't forget about you.
Yeah, about off topic. So I'll say part of it, and then Anthony will be able to add his angle about it.
Okay.
So definitely, we are going to add the capability. We call it in our language. We call it RTMP source. So it's the ability to add RTMP source either to your Evmux studio and then
Mhm.
add all the capabilities you have in our studio, multiple streaming, of course, but also adding layers, graphics, whatever you need. And another option will be to just kind of simple multi-stream, if you will. Just put in the RTMP source and then boom, just multi-stream it in order to
Yeah.
use our leverage our cloud servers to help you to stream to multiple channels. This is about to come. We don't have it yet in place,
Yeah.
but Anthony, you have a good workaround, I
Yeah,
think.
of course. I'm always prepared for any kind of question because I always say it's all about your creativity, right? And we may not have it accessible at the moment, but there's always a way to be able to work around. It may take a few extra steps, but it's a great way to be able to achieve what you're trying to accomplish, Brian. So the way that I would approach this is that since right now we don't offer the exact solution that you're looking for, the best way to do this is to utilize a third-party software, right? Let's say you're using like an OBS or an Ecamm and things of that sort, where you can set up your stream, and then what you can do inside of Evmux is that you pull in a virtual camera, which is your screen share, and then now you'll be able to utilize Evmux to be able to go ahead and multi-stream and push out that content to all the platforms that you want to go ahead and push it out to. So that would be the easiest solution that I would recommend to achieve what you're currently using, especially if you want to take advantage of Evmux and that's the only thing kind of holding you back. But I can't tell you enough. This is something that we are actively working on. And like I said, there's a level of process that we need to focus on. But like I said, it's important that you bring that up, you address it to us, because the more people that request a certain feature, the more we say, hey, it's time to move this up in the ladder, right? We need to get this out a lot sooner because more people are actually needing this. It's just like multi-cameras and local recordings, things of that sort, right? Those are things high priority because there's a lot of requests for it. So, Brian, really enjoy your question, and I hope that that gives you a kind of a solution for right now to be able to achieve that.
Yep. And yeah, share your feedback. Like, feel free to share your feedback
100%.
on what we just said. And also, Brian, I don't know if you are in our Facebook group already. So this is maybe a good time also to encourage all of you to join
Perfect.
our Facebook group. It's crazy what's happening there. New people, questions, community.
Mhm.
We love that. So
Yeah,
please, with any questions, you don't have to wait for the town hall. You can go to the Facebook group. We try to be
right.
very responsive, and also other community members helping all the time.
Involved.
Definitely a great place to be and
Mhm.
to evolve as a content creator.
Perfect. Yeah. And Albert, I definitely appreciate the connection. We actually had Kurt as a guest early on in one of our initial town halls, but definitely recommend them to me and David as well, and AJ. I would love to go ahead and connect with them, especially if they're deep in the space, because like I said, it's very important for us to understand what features you guys need. 100%. I know multi-camera. I know Jamie's super excited about it. I'm super excited about it. I mean, I'm knocking on the devs team door every day, like, hey, multi-camera, we ready? Like, because it's huge, it's needed. There's workarounds for it, but I'm super excited for it because I'm really into gaming, and I know that the gamers are truly waiting for that multi-camera to be opened up so we can dive into that sector as well. But even for churches, having those multi-cameras and other sectors as well, super important, especially when you're doing tech reviews and you want to see a angle from here and an angle from there. It just creates a different experience, and we understand that, so we know that it's important. So yeah, so really I'm glad that you're excited for that there. Let's see here. Yeah, the 18 mini does is recognized as a webcam, so you should be 100% fine to utilize that solution that we went ahead and recommended. So here, see here. So yes, if you have any other questions, please do let us know. But some of the things that are coming up, do you want to share something, or do you want to still want to keep it? Just I know you like surprises, so I'm not going to force you to share anything.
I think that the reason we don't want to share it so much is because we want people not to be on it and still provide us ideas and what they
Right,
want, because it
right.
helps us all the time to prioritize, because we work on different things all the time.
Mm,
Okay, but then we got a lot of feedback that the dashboard should be better. Okay, so
Yeah.
we decided this is going first, but this is because of the feedback. If I will say all the time, okay, dashboard is coming, we won't be able to hear what people really think and
Hmm.
what's the pain points. Okay, so that's why it's not because we want to keep secrets. It's really because I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it will be beneficial for all of us to really go out with and release the features that you really really want to have
Yeah.
as soon as we can. And we know multi-camera specifically, we know that it's huge. And I can tell you about multi-camera that it's going to be a robust feature. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
not just adding the camera and kind of that's it. It will
Yeah.
allow you to do a lot of different things. Remember that we have the processing in place, so
Hmm.
the sky is the limit with what you will be able to do with the multi-camera. I couldn't be more excited for this to come. No
Yeah.
ETA yet. I'm sorry, never ETAs in
Yeah. Never
development,
ETAs.
but it's coming. It's coming, really.
Yeah, and it's great to be able to see. It's cool to be able to log in to Evmux and see something new, right? I think that also adds a little bit of surprise to say, hey, you've been here, part of Evmux since we've launched, right? You've been able to see what we started with. You've been able to see what we're developing, and now you're trying to see here. We're like about almost at the 90-day mark. And you're going to see that now we're really implementing, right? We're talking about software that's utilized internationally, online, digitally. And the most important thing over everything, what truly delays things, is stability, right? I think that that's the 100% the most important aspect of it. And I know a lot of you guys understand that as well, that it's just like the feature may be finished, but is it stable, right? Because if it's finished and we release it and it doesn't work for you, then you're gonna be in the same position where you were even if you didn't have it, right? It's not usable. So for us, it's like building it and then going through intensive testing to be able to make sure that, okay, hey, now it's ready to be able to go live, right? And now let's see if the users can break it so we can improve it even more, right? But there needs to be a certain level of like 80% ready to be able to go out there. That way you guys complete the 20% with the feedback. So super, super important. And we have another question from Albert that says, are you guys also collaborating with New Tech? NDI has been very stable and very useful tool to utilize within this space.
So actually, we don't have any collaboration with them at this point. But as you all know us, we're very open to anything. Definitely on the table. Like, it's just about what we prioritize. It's not that we don't want. Of course, we would love to have any collaboration with them. I know that NDI is huge as well. I don't know when. It's not our top priority right now. Multi-camera is more than that. Yeah, echo in my mic. Yeah, echo in my mic. I know. I don't know why, but I cannot fix it right now. So I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But as long as you can hear me, that's live, man.
that's live. Yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, I can switch mic, but then my built-in mic is very bad. So you don't
It's
want that.
very bad. Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
don't want to hear the built-in
yeah,
mic. That's
yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
That's for
Exactly.
sure.
So thank you, Albert, for the question. And
Yeah.
this is exactly a good example of why we need those questions and
Right.
feedback. Because,
Right.
maybe like I told you, Albert, maybe you didn't like the answer, that I don't know when it will be, but at least we know that someone like Albert wanted it. And then maybe there is another Albert want it as well, and another Anthony want it, and another lad ask it, and then we're like, okay, maybe this should be prioritized more than other things.
Mm.
So it's kind of, think of it as I upvote, right? You are upvoting something, and we take care of this, and we listen all the time, and we build our roadmap accordingly and changing it all the time. We are very
Right.
flexible, listening all the time. So please keep doing that. It helps a lot.
Yeah, it really does. And we have a question here from Jensen here. It said, it would be cool to have individual profiles in the live stream editor, which includes settings for banners and graphics. So you can make settings for different use cases. So having a separate profile is going to be more convenient to be able to achieve that. But at the same time, you can still achieve this now, and that's with the multiple sessions, right? So in a sense of, I understand that you're like, hey, I just want to use the same session, toggle between a profile and be able to utilize those assets. So again, once you get into Evmux and you create an event, right? Let's say that overbearing umbrella, right? That's how I like to kind of look at it. So you label that, let's say it says Jensen, and that's your event. And then in there, you have the multiple sessions, and any asset that you put into that umbrella, right, can be utilized across any session that's listed under there. And then utilizing the tabs, you're able to instantly switch over to any session without leaving the editor, allowing you to make customizations to the banners, make customizations to the assets, to the pro scenes, things of that sort. So for example, if you see here on the screen, we have our Live Booster 2022. That's our umbrella. Inside that umbrella, you see we have about 6 sessions. So right now we're inside the Townhall session. And then when I'm in there, I can go ahead inside the editor and switch over to day 3, day 1, day 2, and be able to make the customizations that I need for each use case. Where say like, if I'm doing this webinar here, I'm doing this product demo here, I just switch between the sessions and I can set them up ahead of time utilizing the Pro Scenes feature. Okay, and you can see here at the top where I have multiple tabs. So in the sense of treat these like your profiles, sessions are your profiles that allow you to be able to toggle in between the actual sessions to be able to make those additional adjustments. And then anything you want to do pre-hand, you can use Pro Scenes to be able to set that up ahead of time to make sure that what you need is available when you need it. So hope that maybe gives you some insight on utilizing it that way. But I do understand what you're saying in regards to profiles for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So Anthony, I couldn't explain it better. It just, I understand the question because people coming from other tools that work a bit differently. And in Evmux, because, and just think of it to the future of how you create your content, I think that having an umbrella as a project, event, project, whatever, and then different sessions that you can reuse them, like we use our town halls every week. So basically we have the profile. It's more than a profile. It's basically that everything is ready. The scenes are ready. Everything for the show is ready 100%. It's even easier than just having a profile. In other tools, what you have in a profile is basically the colors and the lower thirds and, this kind of stuff. And maybe your back. You create it as is, and then replacing elements is so easy because in Evmux you can have 2 speakers on stage and 3, etc., and create those scenes, and then the speakers are changing with one click of a button. You replace only the speaker, right? With one click of a button you replace only the background, but the layout and how you design things on the pixel is already there, and you don't have to create it from scratch. So basically I think that's, we have already profiles. It's just something that work a bit different. I think that it's way more robust if you think of the future of content creation and the future of you as a content creator and the capabilities it gives you.
Yeah, I really love that. And I see Brian's question here is really, really good, and it really has my mind kind of thinking as well. Because what happens is that, and maybe a lot you can elaborate more on this. But he said another question off the top of my head: could Evmux offer the ability to automatically enable an uploaded video if a solo host upstream drops unexpectedly? Example: please stand by. Technical issues. So one of the beautiful things, and I'll let you dive deeper into this. One of the beautiful things about Evmux is that, when your stream drops, unless your computer completely shuts off, right, your stream is still going to keep going, right? And that's the beauty of being cloud-based. So an example, let's say your camera freezes, things freeze, your browser freezes, simply hitting a refresh, your stream's going to keep going. Hitting a refresh, you'll automatically pop in there. So this is where I kind of want maybe a lot to elaborate, maybe if there's a way for the software to know, that you kind of went offline to be able to trigger something like that. But typically the system is designed to say, even if you go out, we're still going to keep going for you, right? So there could be kind of like a conflict there, but maybe you have maybe like a workaround or maybe a different idea for that.
Yeah.
But the system is designed to keep going even if you lag out.
For sure. So first of all, when you are like, if you saw before that Anthony was dropped off, we saw his nice thumbnail of picture. So you can upload this picture to Evmux when you create the speaker in the dashboard and upload this profile picture, if you will, for this specific speaker. And then if this speaker drops off, people will see that. It's not that the screen is messed up or something like that. And then it gives time for the producer, for you, for whomever, to maybe play another scene. And that's a very good tip for all of you live streaming, to have kind of a ready in place scene for be back soon, or we have issue, we'll back soon, something like that, to put on screen if something like that happens. So people will understand what's going on. Like, okay, they're taking care of it. It's not like not a big deal. Even if you think about it in the TV, in professional channels, etc., they always have that. Like if they have
Right.
an issue, for a couple of seconds, they're like, okay, what's going on? And then boom, you will see a slide saying we have issues. We will be back soon. So
Right.
and with process you can have it, which is really really good.
Yeah. You
We
definitely
do
can.
have in place some sort of like if the stream is down totally, so you will see reconnect until the system kind of recover, but that's very rare that it happens anyway. But if
Right.
it happens, so we have it in place. But in case that the stream still goes and it's your internet that having issues, so first of all your thumbnail will be shown. If you refresh, you will just be back. And I recommend to have this extra slide of like be back soon or something like
Hmm.
that as another scene that you play only if needed. You don't have to play all the scenes. Remember, you might have
Right.
100 scenes, but you play only two. That's fine.
Yeah, 100%. And just like Jamie said, always add a profile picture for your speakers. It's super, super important. So yeah, 100%. Let's see here. And then Albert says, like, your mic sounds good. Could have been a echo reverb for me, for my speakers coming in the audio. Cause I think that once I lowered the audio on your input to me, I think the echo went ahead and disappeared. So yeah, that's
So
the
it's
Evmux
you.
magic.
It's you.
So yeah, so we have a question from Mark, and Mark is one of the members in our Facebook group as well, as long as everybody else here. He says, I know you can't give an ETA, but where in your priorities is ISO recording feature and the same priority as multi-cameras? They're
Very,
simultaneously
very
together
high.
being worked on at the same time. And I think that's why a lot says you don't want to work for Evmux because it's a nonstop vote, right? It's a nonstop
Nonstop.
vote.
And the
You
thing
know,
with the
yeah,
thing with this kind of tools like Evmux that it's just getting worse for the
yeah,
developers.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
a lot of
It's
fun.
and
And that's why getting the feedback is and making people and see creators using the features and appreciate
right,
them, man, I cannot even explain what it gives you and the energy it gives you.
right.
So we
Yeah,
love it. We love what we do.
yeah, it's amazing, and I've never been on the side where I've been able to engage with like a dev team that's building a software, and it's like so cool being involved in the conversations and just seeing them just testing out so many different things and looking for like even the little details of changing things to say, hey, is this really needed? Is this adding any value to anyone? Right? Can we remove this to clean up the interface? Can we, add this button here to be able to make it easier to be able to, and it's just like it's amazing to see the way their minds work. And I just get excited. I'll get excited. I'm like, all right, when is it ready? I'm ready to make a video on it because I know people are going to be super excited for it. So yeah, really, really exciting. Like Jamie said, it's going to be a great combo. And it's just not the always when you think of Evmux dropping a feature, think beyond just what the feature is, right? And I think that that's the most important because a lot mentioned before, it's not just going to be a multi-camera, it's not just going to be a local recording. We always think deeper, right? Like, hey, we have the multi-camera, but what would you need after that, right? Let's not just drop this. Let's drop 2 or 3 things deeper levels into it. That way, once we stay ahead of the game, and then you also have more things to be able to give us feedback on and say, hey, they're actually listening. And I think we want you to really appreciate that we're here for you. And just getting involved and telling us what you need is so, so important. Each one of you guys, I know there's a few of you here that have been here since the beginning, right? Tuning into every single town hall, communicating inside of the Facebook group, sending us information, talking to our chat support, giving us feedback, and we can't tell you enough that there's going to come a moment where your input is going to be so valued. And like a lot said, we have our affiliate program launching. So yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting. Where all of you who are communicating with enthusiasm about Evmux, and I did a poll on YouTube on how likely you are to recommend it to a friend, and 94% of you guys said yes, you would recommend it, and that just melts our hearts to know that
Crazy.
our tool is worthy enough for you to feel comfortable to tell your friend like, hey, you should use this to create your content, and then they feel comfortable in what you're saying to be able to utilize it or even give it a test. So really, really, really excited about it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all. And we have our friend here that, sorry that I cannot read Arabic, but we talked also in the support chat about you
Mhm.
want Twitter. So we are working on an integration with Twitter 100%. However, Anthony will create a video. Anthony, this is an
Yeah.
announcement. You don't know that, but
Yes.
you will
Yeah.
create a video about a quick guide how to stream to Twitter as a costume RTMP,
Hmm.
and to find a way to do that, because you don't have to have an integration with anywhere as long as they support RTMP, because we have costume RTMP even in our
Right.
free plans. Um, so like no reason why you won't be able to stream to Twitter.
Right.
Maybe it's a bit more complex to do that, so we will do a quick video to be able to show how to do that. I heard a couple of people asking for that, and
Yeah.
also you here in the chat, so definitely we'll take it seriously and we'll help here.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll go ahead and add that video lineup to this month because it's a quick video. I think that it wouldn't take any more than 3 to 4 minutes to be able to display how easy it is to be able to connect to Twitter utilizing Evmux and RTMP. So you can be able to stream, have your overlays, have your graphics, and look really professional on Twitter. So pretty appreciate that video idea. And we'll definitely go ahead and get it taken care of for you. Grandma Joe, really happy to see your face in here. No worries that you had a meeting. As always, the replays are always available. And as always, we're always available for you inside of the Facebook group or private messaging. So with
I
that
swear,
being said,
I,
go ahead.
I swear that I thought about you, Grandma Joe, and I was
Yeah.
like, where is Grandma Joe?
Where's Grandma Joe? Yeah, she's always here. She's always here. So
Yeah,
you
number
definitely feel
one.
the energy when she comes in. But really excited. And with that, if you have any kind of final questions, this is a great opportunity to be able to ask them. As we'll go ahead and take a few final questions before we go ahead and wrap up. But like I always say, we're here every single week. We're working every single day to be able to make the platform better. If you joined in late, there's a new dashboard experience inside of Evmux. Get inside of Evmux, take a look at the dashboard, and as soon as you get that look at the dashboard, please jump into the Facebook group and give us your first impressions. Let us know if it's better, if it's worse, if things should be positioned a little bit better, because right now this is like kind of like actively being updated, right? So it's just in the first phase of it. There's still more to come that's going to come very soon inside the dashboard. So this is the perfect time to be able to provide feedback to it and things that you like, that you don't like, maybe things that are missing in there. So any final thoughts from you, Lad?
Great town hall as always. You know that 12 is my lucky number. Like since
Yeah,
I
it
was a
is.
kid playing basketball, 12 is my number. So hopefully it was a good town hall. We kind of showed for the first time the new dashboard, and all of
Yeah,
you can join and see that. So really want your feedback. Thank you again for everyone joining every week, and for
yes.
the new faces as well. Couldn't appreciate it more. Like can't express how much we appreciate that and
Mhm.
how excited we are for the future. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
And thank
And
you,
what
Anthony.
do, and right. And hey, what do we always say?
Yeah. I'll see you in the next
I'll
one.
see you in the next one. I appreciate
Bye,
you so
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone coming in. Jensen, Jamie, Grandma Joe, Shauna, Albert, pretty much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mark and everyone, and Brian, everybody coming in. Really appreciate you guys. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Bye.
All
Bye.
right. All right. I'm live. That was easy.